for your files.
Okay, I'm rolling.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and we're so honored to have the Honorable Eutrice Leid.
Wow.
She's backed by popular demand. Last year she was here for Is There a Backlash Against Women's Progress in the United States, in the Caribbean, and around the globe. And she did a forceful presentation, and so many people wanted her back, so she's here this time. Our new United Nations chair, Dana Burge, is intent on building community through an economic campaign, and he feels that we should understand more about how to use entrepreneurship. And is there something that women have a knack for doing that they can sort of consolidate power so that with the Trump administration and problems with China, women still know how to forge ahead. So we're looking for a unique perspective on what to do going forward as women of color, and of course as journalists, we're besieged because with Khashoggi's murder and no one caring 2 cents about it, we're wondering, are journalists threatened when they speak out forcefully? You have an alternative view sometimes, but at the same time, mainstream media with corporate relations the way they are, we don't know what to expect from our media. Right now, around the globe, China is becoming a dominant power. The United States seems to be struggling with Huawei and what to do, how to hold on to its power. So we just wanted a new voice, and we're honored to have Eutrice here with us today.
I'm delighted to be here. I'm delighted to be anywhere, even though I'm having a little back trouble today. But I'm just delighted. I'm just delighted to be here. So many incredible people trying to be as low-key as possible. I don't know how they're going to succeed in doing that.
But I'm amazed at your listening audience. You have such a broad group of people listening into you.
I think that's the result, thank you, but I think it's the result of deliberate neglect. It's not like they haven't been there, they've just been waiting. And
you know that you may have a point there.
Because people are they're not used to being asked what they think. They're being told what to think and coached what to think. But they're genuine thoughts. People did not seek them out before, and it's reached a point where else are they going to go? And yet these people have always been there. People may not agree, but you haven't lived in their shoes. So they have an entirely different perspective that comes out of their direct experience with day-to-day life. And we need to learn more about that. We need to put them in charge of the conversation.
Well, is there a rhythm to it? And you're in Florida now.
Yes.
Is the rhythm there such that they pick up on it, or are they more family-based? Are they in tune with what's going on globally, or how does it manifest itself?
Florida is in tune with Florida. By that I mean wealthy Florida. The other part of Florida is not paying attention to.
Not paying attention. So it's pretty much the same. There's an economic inequality divide wherever we go now.
Everywhere you go.
So those who are listening to you, they're the ones who are, I guess we would call it liberal or progressive?
I wouldn't put a label on them, except that they are being asked very seriously for their opinions. And that is something that they're not used to. I'm asking people to please invest in thinking about things. And they're getting better at it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we want you to relax because we look forward to your afternoon presentation, and thank you so much for sharing a few moments of your time with us, and good to meet all of you.
Oh, the important people are right here.
Exactly. Love you so much. Thank you.
You know, that's one thing about journalism. You have to have the knack to go for the news. Right? The key word, knack.
Knack for it.
A sixth sense. You have to have. You gotta have a sixth sense. You remember I'm the one that gave you that book as a gift, The Samurai Warrior?
Oh.
That was me.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I just had a spasm
Oh my God.
on my back.
Yep.
Okay.
Trying to get your bearings?
Yeah, I know. That's church. But, I'm looking for familiar faces, so I'm going to sit there and they'll join me.
Okay. Hi, Doctor. How are you?
Yeah, I wanted to call you.
I'm David from Brooklyn.
Hi, David.
And it's a pleasure to see you here today. And we are blessed with having our sister Eutrice Leid with us. It goes in harmony with the name of this church, which is Community Church. And we're about building communities. This is the famous church where many great things have been done. It's a church, as I tell you in the past, has honored Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Dr. Van Serma. Alton Maddox was even invited to preach at this church. So this is an unusual church. And one about peace and justice. The justice comes before the peace. And today, it's a great pleasure to have you here. I want to appreciate those brothers and sisters who made voluntary contributions at registration so that we may continue to have these types of get-togethers in the future. So, without further ado, I want to ask you to give a big hand to our wonderful sister, Eutrice Leid.
As you can see, I'm a little bit wobbly, but it's only the latest manifestation of my many maladies. I have a crook in the back. Loud, a little louder. Huh?
A little closer to the mic.
Louder? Nobody has ever asked me to be loud. Nobody. Okay, so then I know you mean it for sure. Hi, everybody. Okay, how you doing? You look great. You look great. And that's the first act of revenge. To look great. No matter what is happening in your life, look great. It really bothers people. Well, I want to talk about a couple of things. Let me get my notes over here. And I want to talk about them differently from the way we normally talk about them. But first, let me acknowledge this church and its history of advocacy and community involvement in defense of things that are good and that we should support. Not just here or in this town, but regionally and worldwide. We should be part of a global community. People say, well, it's just me. No. Well, I think to draw on an example, it was just one one guy who changed the entire world, divided it into two spheres of time, BC and AD. So just being one person is not an argument. It's an excuse to say, I'm just one person, what can I do? You'd be amazed what you can do. I want to thank the Global Affairs Committee for asking me back. They apparently didn't learn the first time. But thank you so much, it's a great honor, and I accept it as such. I want to thank David Strawn in particular, the author of Playing the Game, which is a kind of prep book for the story of life in general. You don't have to be a pilot in training to have the book have meaning to you. And not so much for the pilots that he trained and their experiences, but because of its universal story of how, despite the obstacles put in our path, we still must try to persevere. And if we try hard enough to do just that, we'll be victorious. Just wear them out. You know, people think that there is a timeline to struggle. There isn't. You keep going and going until you get it done. And we have to learn that lesson. The lesson is in getting it done and in keeping going. And I'd like to acknowledge you, my friends and supporters, for your kind wishes and your acts of love and generosity and consideration and support. You have no idea how difficult it is when times get so hard. You can't see your way to the next move. You just can't. Because it's a constant pounding and beating and tearing you apart and tearing you down. And you say to yourself, well, it should be so obvious what is happening. It should be so obvious what we're trying to accomplish. But then on the other side of that argument is our direct experience. And our direct experience tells us that the one thing the enemy is good at is tearing you down. And it doesn't matter why, after a while, why they tear me down. It's how they're built. Psychologically, emotionally, they simply cannot stand to look at or to even acknowledge that someone is trying to persevere. You're not asking them for anything. You're not taking anything that belongs to them. And you're minding your business. Trying to do your work. And it really bothers them that you exist. It bothers them that you are about the work that you're doing. And apparently having some measure of effectiveness or success in doing that work. So they can't join you in that work. They're not built that way. They are hopelessly unqualified. And they have no intention of contributing anything positive because that involves work. You have to prepare yourself. And there's no substitute for the work. You have to just do the work. Theirs is a flashy world. You know, they get noticed, and in their view, that's the equivalent of individual power, and that satisfies them. But if you look at the history of people like that, they get chewed up and spat out by the very system that they try to join and please. So I don't worry about that. I just go about my business. I don't even talk about it. That's my way of saying, I don't even recognize that you exist. And I just stay focused on the work I have to do. And I try my best to get it done. So I shared that piece of advice with you. Do not become discouraged in your personal life or in your professional life when people, well, it's a compliment to call them people, but when they show up in your life for the specific purpose of causing havoc, of tearing down, of making it appear that you're doing something wrong and underhanded, when it is they're the ones. But I don't have the time to quarrel, and I don't have the time to argue, and I don't have the time to engage in the public spectacle of deprecation. You can do that all you want by yourself. You're doing a good job. So why would I come in and save you from yourself? You are destined to destruction. I leave you to it. I leave you to it. What I want to talk about today is about a word we hear a lot about for a multitude of reasons, but we really don't understand this word. And the word is connection. We are not encouraged to connect. There's a reason behind it. I mean, people act as if it's some deep, dark, long-held, secret reason. No, it's not. It's been around for lots and lots of years. Because connection automatically means protection and defense. Think of your family. A family that is at war with itself, a family that is constantly arguing, one member or another member of the family seeking individual glory, another member of the family may be constantly tearing other people apart for no reason, especially since there's no reward. So you naturally think of these people as crazy. And your job is to avoid that. Even if you have the same last name, you are not equipped to deal with that depth of depravity. You just have to wish them well, that they would heal, but go on about your business. You do not have the time or the effort or the energy. You don't have the skill to redeem people who, I think, when they reach a certain point, they are lost. It may sound very harsh, but you have to save yourself from them. They contaminate an environment. They bring everything down to a level you cannot even imagine functioning at. You're quarreling, you're fighting over silly and trivial things that don't matter. The things that do matter, they want nothing to do with. How are we going to bury Aunt Millie? Very simple question. Straightforward. There's no conspiracy here. But you will find that they will find conspiracy, just asking the question. And before you know it, you have mutiny on your hands, you have name-calling going on, you have all kinds of fires to put out, simply because you are concerned about a practical matter in which, in your mind, all the members of the family share a responsibility. But in other people's minds, you ought to share an inordinately larger burden because they see you as, quote, prosperous. You have more money in the bank, so you should give more. None of these are valid arguments. The only argument at that time, or in that situation, is what do you recognize as your responsibility to the situation? If it costs $100, and then 5 of you, it's about $20. That's all. No great emotion. Did she give you a gold chain? Did she empty her bank book and give it all to you? All these things crop up because the mind of the person is defective. And the only thing they can think about is your defect, or your supposed defect. They're not thinking about the urgency of the situation. They're not thinking of the fairness of the situation that says, if there are 5 of us, we cut the bill 5 ways. If you can't meet your obligation now, that doesn't relieve you of your obligation. We will do something to compensate for the fact that you can't come up, you can't stand up to your responsibility now, but we'll collect later. On an equitable basis. But no, when spirits are toxic, everything about them is toxic. And you and the rest of the world can't do anything about that toxicity except run away from it and leave it alone. I know. You say, but this is my brother, and this is my sister. Yeah, but this is a toxic person. And the first order of business is to avoid the toxicity. Avoid it. If the person is amenable to seeing the legitimacy of that argument, okay. But generally, I would advise you to avoid the person. And just get on with your life. It may mean a little bit more strain, a little bit more inconvenience, but I tell you, the peace you will have will more than compensate for any inconvenience you have. And as a family unit, I don't think you're in the habit of, at least we generally are not in the habit of calling it as we see it. We employ avoidance, we
become silent about it, even though we know we ought to be talking about it. And the person learns by your behavior, because you're the one conditioning that person's response, how to get over it. Yes, they might will fuss a little bit, but in the end, you will come up with that extra money. And you will do what that person wants to have done. Connection is important because with genuine connection, so many things can be dealt with and solved possible, because these things loom so large at the time, you can't see a way how connected and being connected with a person you believe played a major role in an unfortunate situation could actually help solve the situation and possibly save the person. But you have to be the judge of that. Is all of that worth your time, your resources, the resources of other people close to you? But connection, as I said before, is our strongest line of defense and survival. Don't let anybody fool you. We have, of course, borrowed the dismal philosophy that is so pervasive in the United States that we should go it alone, and we can go it alone because it's a sign of strength. It isn't. Very often it's just a sign of muddled thinking. Very often it's a sign of cowardice. Very often it is a sign that you don't understand what the situation is. And how, by yielding to this culture of it's about me and me alone, how destructive it could be. So we inculcate in our children from a very young age that they have to learn to be on their own. They have to learn to stand on their own 2 feet, and we give them all these other platitudes, which are useless. They're totally useless. You can teach your child to have strength. That's a good thing. But we also need to teach our children that strength is also on leaning on others who are important to you and who have a contract and a bond with you to help save you. And the reverse is also true. I have a friend for almost 40 years. And whenever we speak, the words are at minimum. It would sound something like, I need to get out of this. I don't need any more information. Because the mere fact that you are entrusting me with that kind of information means you trust me. You are telling me I'm looking to you, not just for help, but for a particular kind of help. And the assurance of help. I don't want to know the details. To the best of my ability, I'm coming. And I'm coming with the mindset that there is going to be a problem that needs to be solved urgently. And we have to solve it, and we will solve it. That's my attitude. I don't want to know the details. If you had to explain to me after I've known you for 40-odd years why the person asks for my help and what is needed, how much can you do, then we're not friends. And I don't have those kinds of friends. I have, as they call them, ride or die friends. I'm not coming to you with frivolous stuff if I need your help. And I'm coming to you with the assurance of help. You may not be able to help me all the way, but you will help me a significant part of the way. And where I am in this situation, it's the same thing. You're solving my problem. You help me solve my problem. You're not preaching to me. You're not telling me things I already know. You're saying to me, the pledge I made to you and the pledge you made to me as a friend, this is what a friend does. I don't need to know whether you really did kick that police officer. I don't need to know whether you did hide a carton of milk under your shirt. I have no idea. Because that is how society defines you in the context of the law. I don't define you that way. I define you as my friend. And people who are my friends will tell you, whatever I have to do to get to you, to help you, that's what I'm going to do. You can depend on that. But if we have a relationship which is catch as catch can, or when things get rough, you're not available, I can't reach you, I can't talk to you, you can't talk to me, I cancel that right away. I can't look to you for that kind of support, which means I can't have the confidence that you understand. Now, listen to the phrasing. I have to be convinced you understand you are my friend. Not that I understand you are my friend, but that you understand that you are my friend. And you have a contract with me to be straightforward, to be telling the truth to me, not to set me up, and to participate to the best of your ability in solving a problem. That's what friendship means to me. Now, it's not the same for everybody, and I don't deny that. But I'm saying, for me, this is the definition of friendship. If you are my friend and you're hiding stuff from me and you're deceiving me, well, then you're gone. You are a distant memory. I want nothing to do with you. Because if you can't offer me, as your friend, the basic protection of knowing the truth about a situation, why am I extending myself to you? This is a thing we don't understand about connecting with each other, having a relationship with each other that goes way beyond the normal definition. And that's what we have to strive for. In some cases, it might be too late because we got started the wrong way. That's okay. You can still be friendly, but not committing yourself the way you will commit yourself when you accept the responsibility of friendship. There's nothing wrong with that. but everybody ought to know where they stand. You know, you say, well, I'm your friend, and next thing you know, there's a knock on your door, and a whole van full of cops waiting to arrest you for something you have no idea where this is coming from. That's from your friend. This is no way to live, where we go through a series of useless friendships and connections. Mind you, I haven't mentioned any personal issues here, like sexual connections or anything like that. I'm talking about something that far exceeds that. Far exceeds that. And I'm saying that you ought to consider, even now, you grow, you have a circle of friends and so forth. Examine that. Which of your friends can you be brutally honest with, especially when you think you messed up? Which of them will come to your aid unconditionally? Which of them are you prepared to do that with? Examine, because remember I said earlier, this kind of connection is part of our protection and our security. This is not just about, well, I know Fred over there, he's a friend of mine. Why is he a friend of yours? Well, we go out and we drink on Fridays. Would Fred understand why you selected him to tell that you have no money and no food for your family? Would Fred immediately get to the job of bailing you out? That's the kind of friend I'm talking about. That's protection. So you don't mess with it. You don't take it for granted. You invest in that kind of a relationship because that's more than anything. This is my own talking here. I have no statistics to prove anything that I'm saying. But I can tell you that a large part of our demise as a community is the failure of our friendships and commitment to each other. We have friends who are good with you as long as you look okay. As long as things are looking all right. As long as you profess that you're doing okay. That affords you no protection whatsoever. You need a friend who can just look at you and tell there is trouble in your household. Trouble with you. And it is not the kind of trouble that can be left alone. That's the kind of friend we need. When I was growing up in Trinidad, even as a child, I and my family had such friendships. They were encouraged. And we, even as children, we were encouraged to audit our friendships. Is this the kind of friend that you want to grow old with? Is this the kind of friend that could stand in as a mother or a father to your children? Is this the kind of friend that will come running when there's trouble? Or are you good time friends? We have enough good time friends. You can buy a good time friend. But I want you to understand, and I'm not over-exaggerating when I say that profound friendships born of real commitment to each other, this is a line of defense we have to draw on more than we do now, because we're lying to each other. See, I just bought a Bentley. I'm doing well. You know you don't have a penny in the bank. But it's important to you to let people think you're doing well. A true friend will never accept that. A true friend will grab you by the scruff of your neck and say, let me talk to you a minute. You have a Bentley. Do you know how much it costs to change a tire on a Bentley? What will you do when the service contract comes up and you face with a nice little $15,000 bill? You're not thinking right. You're not a good steward, even of your family's finances. This is a selfish investment. You bought a Bentley so you could go to Winn-Dixie and do some shopping? Will you park your fantastic Bentley in a supermarket parking lot? You're a contradiction. And as a good friend, I need to point it out to you, whether you get mad at me or not, that you are on the road to perdition. I'm trying to save you. And in turn, I'm trying to help you save your family from yourself. You lost your mind. I'm trying to bring you back. We don't want to hear things like that. We don't want to hear things like that. We don't want to know how you got invented. The real truth of it. That you borrowed from Peter and Paul and Mary and Sue. And you're dodging them right now. Because the payments are due. But it's important to you to be seen driving a Bentley. Your apartment in Harlem is not safe. Everybody envies you, but they don't know why, except you have a Bentley, and that means something. You know, our values are all messed up. And when you look at it, you see how we leave ourselves open to all kinds of attack that you would never associate with the situation. You never associate with it. We are way out of line with the values that we were taught. And here is my battle cry that we return from whence we came. Because they were good values. They were common sense values. They're not born in a crucible of self-satisfaction and boasting and an idle belief that you're doing well when you're not. Especially when you are a parent, you have to think very differently. And you have to think about these two things. Security, which is very, very important. And you have to think about how you protect yourself and your family. Because people are crazy out here. Everybody seems to be crazy. Some you can get away from, and others you can't. But they are coming for you, and more importantly, for what they perceive you have. Because your friendship started out in that trivial way to begin with. So growing up in Trinidad, in a little town, I tell people this all the time. I didn't even realize it myself. Nobody was obscenely rich. But we did okay. Everybody had 400 children without any idea of how they're going to eat every day. But come Friday, this is the ritual in our household. My brothers would be ordered to load up the boxcar. Because there's a woman in the town with 22 children. The husband was a police officer, so you know they're living very well. But my mother saw to it that a boxcar full of food would be going down to that household. The staples. The staples. Nothing ostentatious. But she didn't. She didn't know the woman personally. They were not friends. All she knew was she was a mother, and she only had 9 as compared to that lady's 22, and 9 is enough to handle. And help was needed. You don't have to go door to door to ask to sign a petition to help. You either prepare or you don't. You either want to or you don't want to. So on Fridays, they'll pack up this boxcar and they roll it down to Mrs. Bennett's house. And she could count on my mother, who didn't know her at all. She could count on that boxcar arriving on a Friday. My mother never mentioned it, never speaks of it even when, they all got older, never talked about it. And that was their commitment to the security of the children, not so much the parents. Because it was the children who were at risk every day. If you can't eat every day, you're at risk. If you are in such a large family, how do you get personalized care and attention? You don't. So somebody had to step up to the plate. My mother wasn't the only one, but most everybody who started doing it followed her example. And this was the way in which the family survived. They didn't ask for this help. It wasn't a big social contract. It was one mother relating to another mother. And knowing intuitively there is no way on a day-to-day basis you can feel comfortable with your 22 children. Not knowing where the next meal is coming from, not knowing whether they're sick and you can afford medical help and so forth. This was how my mother responded. And again, she and this woman were not friends. They didn't know each other. But they didn't have to. So in Trinidad, I came to see, when I came to the United States, that people had the wrong notion that it was an idyllic life. You're in the islands. Sun and coconuts. What could be wrong? Very seldom did they stop to think, yeah, you're in the islands. You were enslaved in the islands. You got out of that, and then re-enslaved, and then you were subjected to colonialism and imperialism and all kinds of isms, but essentially your life is not your own. How do you survive? How do you survive and avoid being captured by a system that tells you from day one, we own you until you die? We own you. You'll speak the language we tell you you should speak. You'll eat the foods that we tell you you could eat. You'll work for the wages that we tell you you can work for. We control every aspect of your life. So this notion of the idyllic life is misplaced. And much of what we learned to deal with was this business coming right back to the idea of forming relationships with others that allowed us some kind of elastic in the day-to-day oppression. My aunt, my very favorite aunt as a matter of fact, used to send me dresses and clothes from New York. It was a big deal. And occasionally I'll be walking from school and somebody will be walking toward me wearing a dress that looks very familiar. Until one day I asked my father, I said, you know, I saw somebody wearing my favorite dress. He said, oh yes, I gave it to her. Now, if there was a way that I could fly onto my father and just beat him senseless, I'd get away with it, that's what I would have done. But his mentality was, she needed it more than you.
Wow.
So I gave it to her. And that's what we have to return to. We really have to make an effort as revolutionary people. Now, this may sound kind of quirky and corny, but I'm not exaggerating when I tell you this will save us. This will save our lives. Because this is the one thing our enemy despises. And they don't even realize. They know how to break things up. They have little respect for the things that we cherish. And all those things have to come to play in our new plan, our renewed plan of survival, collective survival. We have grown to disrespect or trivialize the things that have been vital to our survival and security. We are now living according to our enemies' values. And what values are those? Are those the kind of values that you want your children to have? No. But if you are enmeshed in that system, you can't get out to teach your children anything different. You're teaching them exactly what this system is teaching them. It's about money and the perception of money. It's about power, however you get it. It's about believing yourself to be superior when there's no rational reason to think that. There is no empirical evidence that says that black people are okay assuming that they're superior to anybody. Every aspect of your life is failing. Your schools, your jobs, your neighborhoods, everything that has a bearing on creating healthy communities in trouble. And we are the ones to fix it. Our culture is shot. We don't even know what our culture is anymore. Our attitudes and actions toward each other are pathological. And we seem to think that, well, you know, that's the way it is now, but it won't be like this forever. Yes, it will. It will even get worse. Think of the word self-extermination. They don't have to kill us off. They don't have to poison our minds. We're doing a great job at that ourselves. And we are rejecting those things that are almost guaranteed to bring us back from the brink, because we've come to disrespect them too. Sometimes you hear the way young children address their elders, and it makes you cringe. Not only what they say, but the consciousness that they mean it. That they have the power and authority to express themselves that way. There's no penalty to pay for these injuries that they cause each other. So I think we miss the point very often that we ourselves are agents of our destruction. And we fit into this pattern that's getting wider and wider. It's endemic in Africa now. Children are out of control. Families are fractured. And societies are falling apart rapidly. Because these are the ways in which the enemy finds very, very useful in diverting people's attention from what really matters. And at the same time, basically looting the society, not only of its economic assets, but looting a society of its own vision of itself, its own culture, its own norms and mores. Let us agree today that if you do nothing else, you will think very carefully about where we are. As a unit, perhaps as a family unit, as a community, we will think very carefully of where we are as a nation, people. Where are we going? How could those things that we are practicing now, how could they possibly help us in the long run? If we ourselves endorse these things that are anti-human, if we practice these precepts and cling to them, giving them inappropriate legitimacy, where are we headed? Who will save us? I want to urge you to think about this question this week. It doesn't have to be anything formal in that sense, but try and set aside some time to think about this and what you think you can do to stall or totally cancel out the process, because we know where it's headed. Don't be embarrassed about the fact that these are supposedly old-fashioned values. Old-fashioned values saved us many, many times. And we must come to relearn them, respect them, endorse them, because our lives are at stake, and that is no exaggeration. There's no new formula out here that will save us. There's no new solution except the final one, which is already planned and already being executed. Do give some thought to this issue, and give some thought to the issue from the perspective of a person who has a considerable measure of influence, whether as a family unit or as a friend or as a community activist. Give some thought to it. It's not too late for us to reverse course, but we have to think about that. I want to thank you so much for being so inspiring to me, because you find room for me every day in your lives.
Thank you.
I can't tell you how great a treasure that is to me. It's really not that important whether you agree or disagree. It's important that we can talk and reason things out. Nobody has really placed an emphasis and respect on what we are thinking, because we don't matter. But we have to start thinking, because I think the time is close to gone by where our thinking can influence our actions as a collective. And that's how we ought to think. What's good for the collective? Let's do that. Let's cast aside those who are the naysayers and those who have always had criticisms of something that people are trying to accomplish and achieve. Leave them alone. And keep moving. You cannot lose. You cannot lose when you do some serious thinking. Because in the end, the beneficiary is you and your community, and our community. So invest in deep thoughts. Question everything. And especially look at the solutions that have already been provided by those who've gone ahead. They left us with business solutions, education solutions, manufacturing solutions. They left us all kinds of solutions that we can employ to better our lives and to keep our enemies off our backs. It's not like we don't have working templates. We have all kinds of business models, but do we take the time to research them? Let's get back into that spirit. And that's how best we honor our forebears and ourselves. Never mind the people who are criticizing, they'll go to their graves criticizing. Let's be affirmative. Let's be forward thinking. Let's be clear about what it is we are facing. But let's also be clear that we are the leaders we are looking for. And if we do the right thing, even if we start small, with our friendships, with our families, with our associations, with others. We're moving in the right direction. So I thank you so much for indulging me today. I am delighted. You have no idea how delighted I am to actually see your faces and shake your hands and say hello, a genuine hello. So I understand that there are some questions that you would want me to address, and I'm ready.
All right, we have a question and answer period at this point. If you don't have a piece of paper, Julie will be there to give you paper, and you can write down your question for Eutrice.